Good morning. Today, I'm fresh coming back from Vegas last week at Military Infantry Conference. I am ready, charged, and ready to go. And today, I want to remind you, or maybe open a window, and hopefully maybe it can turn into a door, that being a stay-at-home dad is okay. I was actually reminded of this and inspired by it by an Instagram reel of a dad who quit his job, bought a school bus, and refinished it as a house, and they now travel and homeschool their family and their two young boys. But because he wanted to listen and hear and follow the calling of what his soul was telling him to do. Now, this isn't a popular topic. Well, it is in the world of stay-at-home dads. But in the context of what most people think is possible in their life, being a stay-at-home dad is not one of them. For me, my stay-at-home dad journey got ignited when my wife was invited to go to China for school, and I was home alone with the kids for 10 days. Now, that was the longest time I had ever been alone with the kids, and it was scary. It was hell. I blogged about it daily. But at the same time, by day 5, it was this space of amazingness that I didn't know existed. I remember coming back from work after that trip and thinking, all I want back is those 10 days. It was like a dad hangover is the best way I can describe it. All summer long, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be a dad. The things I did at work just didn't matter as much anymore. Trying to focus on something that no longer served what I truly wanted. And it was that spark in my heart that allowed me to step into it after losing my job in 2020. But had I not had that gift of stepping into it for 10 days, I might have continued to ignore or not even discover something truly amazing on the inside. Now, whether you're listening to this and your kids are a little bit older, or whether you're listening to this and you're a new dad, being a stay-at-home dad, it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart, but it will be the most rewarding effort you ever invest in. Guaranteed. Because when men look back on their life, there's a couple core things that have in common when men look back. One is if you become a millionaire or a multimillionaire, you realize that you created an empire, but most likely don't have good relationships with your kids. What I've noticed about these groups of people is their philanthropic efforts are trying to make up for the gap in their own life. Now, if you climb the corporate ladder, you may be the chief executive officer of a large corporation, and you look back and you realize the relationships with your kids came at a price. When men look back on their life, they don't wish they climbed more mountains. They don't wish they climbed more corporate ladders. When men look back on their life, they wish they had more time with their kids. This journey to be a stay-at-home dad that I've been on, and now I consider myself an at-home dad because the kids go to school all day now, but I am the one that gets them on the bus. I am the one that gets them off the bus. I am here mending things that happen when my wife's away at school or when things come up at work or late night conferences, whatever it may be, that's me on the back end. And the journey to walk through this and be something for my kids that I don't even really know what that could be. I'm just living and trying to get through every day like every other dad. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to wish when I'm 50 that I'm going to look back and wish I ran off and got a job, that I had found an easier way. I'm not going to say that the last 3 years have been easy. They've been hard financially. What I'm also here to tell you is I have memories on my phone that would bring tears to my eyes the instant I saw them. I don't remember the hard days. I don't remember the months where I was worried if we were going to make it to the next payday. I don't remember any of those. The only thing I remember are the adventures and the smiles and the laughter that I had with my kids. So this episode is dedicated to the dad that maybe has the itch, that maybe has the willingness and the desire, but maybe is missing a little bit of the courage to step into a world that is not fully open to dads leaving the workplace. Maybe this is you quiet quitting. The new popular phenomenon of people getting tired of burning out on an overworked salary and not being compensated for the time and giving jobs that no longer fit what they do or add on to what they do. You can step into this if you have the courage and the willingness and the desire. It will be the hardest thing that you ever do, but it will be the most rewarding effort, and you will be a stronger leader later. Because here's the deal. I am spending time, I'm 38 years old as of the time of this recording, and I'm spending time with my kids. I am investing in playdates, adventure, conversations, and being there when things are melting down. There is always time later to do those other things. Build an empire when you're 50. Build and start a business when you're 45. To do those other things, it is still possible. You are not saying no to them, and you won't be behind. This idea that we are behind in society is what often leads us into this crisis of money, never having enough, trying to keep up with the Joneses, and it all just kind of fades away. I'm here to tell you that you have permission to be dad. You have permission to be a stay-at-home dad if that's your willingness and your desire. You do not need someone else's permission. This is the conversation that you and your partner should be having together and understanding how it could be possible if this is truly something you want in your life. I'm here to tell you after 3 years of doing it and a 10-day hangover that it still brings back memories, it is the hardest thing I've ever done, but it is the most rewarding thing I have ever done. I am building relationships that hopefully I will be able to work with later in life to have a co-working relationship with my kids when they're parents and have a depth to understanding them and them having a depth to understanding me that allows life to only continue to get better. I don't want it to peak. I don't want it to fade away. I don't need my kids to be with me after they leave, but I definitely want a relationship with them, and I want to know them. I want them to know me. And so this is an important topic, and it's not talked about nearly enough. That is all I have for you today on this Monday morning. Have an amazing day, and we'll be back again tomorrow.